Hi, I am Cody Smith, a conversion copywriter, and today I want to talk to you about how you can move beyond the 3% trap, as I call it, and break through your revenue ceiling, reaching a wider audience, bringing in more customers than you currently are right now. Right. So you have probably already tried to fix this problem. You maybe have tried offering discounts. Maybe you think that running more ads is what is going to help you reach more people. And that's very marginal. So that isn't the best way to do that. Maybe you have hired more staff thinking that you just need more hands on deck to help you with marketing. And that is going to help you reach wider audiences. Or maybe you have tried new marketing channels. The list literally goes on and on. But the fact of the matter is, you know that you want to reach more of a wider, broader market to bust through that revenue ceiling, to increase your growth, and you've tried things and it hasn't worked. So I'm going to talk to you about what you can do about that today. See, the problem is a lot of e-com brands attempt to accomplish the impossible on a daily basis. They are sending traffic directly to a product page and expecting to be profitable, which is kind of insane because historically this has never happened before. But now that Facebook ads are getting so good, they can almost trick you into thinking that this works. This is the only way to do this. And your strategy in targeting your audience is the problem, when it kind of is, but not from the ad manager perspective. Okay. So you could get some sales with this approach, of course, but it is still not the best way. And that is because that old way is targeting only product aware and the most aware stages. So it's causing you to skip out on the stages of the awareness journey that is absolutely essential for any customer to buy any product ever. Okay, so this causes you to hit a ceiling. This causes your revenue to just stick in that place where it's not going up, it's not necessarily going down, but it's not going up. And that is because most ads target the most aware stages. Some do product aware and some do solution aware, but most are targeting the top 3% of the market that's buying now. And they are either product aware or they are most aware. When I see ads targeting the solution aware, they are still not warming their traffic up. Okay. So that is a problem. And that means that you have not built a relationship with your audience and provided value to the potential customer before they buy from you. So you're really not giving them a reason to buy from you versus somebody else, right? And when we look at those 5 levels of buyer awareness, um, when we are creating ads that are for the most aware, they tend to be very direct messaging, right? But cold traffic needs more of an indirect approach, because the more that they become aware of the problem, the product, and who you are, the more direct you can be. But until then, if they woke up today and they were not ready to buy your product, then they're hanging out here where they need a more of an indirect messaging approach, right? So some people move fast through this and some people move slow through these stages, but everyone goes through these 5 stages of awareness for every purchase that they make, including you. Okay, so that brings me to the outdated e-com funnel. Most companies who are hitting a revenue ceiling and they're not able to grow and expand and reach new markets is because they're using this outdated e-commerce funnel that we just talked about, that talks mainly to the people who are in the most aware stages. And that is, they're only targeting that 3% of the market buying now. They're missing out on nurturing their cold audience. They have high ad spend with lower return due to lack of pre-sale engagement, and they have a minimal customer trust before asking for the sale. They're either doing that or they're using a scalable e-com funnel, but it is not optimized, and that is a whole different issue. So that means we have to go back to the foundations of the stages of awareness and look at the funnel and how the messaging is structured in each one of those stages or those touch points of the funnel. So what we have to do is we have to put on our funnel doctor hat and then start diagnosing a deeper problem. And those can be different things like the USP, the lack of customer data, or proper implementation of that data. Maybe they're not properly implementing it, which I cover in my free workshop. But let's take a look at the scalable ecom funnel and how it differs from the outdated funnel. So the scalable ecom funnel has two additions to it and actually one replacement. So as you can see, we have a product page in the outdated ecom funnel. And then we add an advertorial and a sales page to the new ecom funnel because this new scalable ecom funnel targets a wider audience. It reaches beyond the 3% that are ready to buy right now. Advertorials, they warm up cold traffic by building trust before the sale. They have a higher engagement through storytelling and social proof, and they lead to more conversions. They also improve the long-term ROI, your long-term ROI, by nurturing leads and reducing resistance. So looking deeper into the advertorial, well, some people might not be familiar with what that is. So an advertorial is a mix of two things. So it uses content marketing to educate consumers about a product, but then it also uses direct response copywriting to persuade them to act. So the top 80% of an advertorial looks like content. And then the bottom 20% is where we get more direct and we are trying to get them to take an action, right? But the whole thing is persuasive. It's just more under the radar. It's not so obvious. It takes that indirect approach. So why do advertorials work so well? Well, they avoid tripping your customer sales alarm. This is a really, really important thing to keep in mind. When we're talking to when we're speaking indirectly to an audience, the last thing we want to do is to make them aware that we are selling something too early. And so advertorials are really good about ensuring that doesn't happen. It also walks the reader step by step through the stages of awareness, as we just talked about. It helps overcome any compliance issues on social media. So when you're advertising on Facebook, for example, we know there are certain words that you can't say, and there are limitations to how strong your copy can be. And an advertorial is a perfect little bridge page that helps you still be very persuasive, but it is not that harsh, direct messaging. So it tends to work well with overcoming compliance issues. And then it creates a hyper-personalized user experience, which increases conversions because an advertorial allows you to speak directly to a segment of your audience. It allows you to speak to specific use cases. There's multiple angles you can use. So it creates this hyper personalized experience, which we're moving way closer to. In fact, marketing is probably never going to go back in history where everything is more generic and it's moving to that personalization, hyper personalized way of marketing, and advertorials are excellent for that. Advertorials also have been around since 1905 when they were first introduced into the New York Times. So here's some older advertorials that worked really well. This one right here was actually one that hung up in restaurants as a guide for customers when they were choosing which mussels to eat and or how to eat their mussels, I should say. And so that's really cool. Imagine having a piece of content that like encouraged your customers to engage even more deeply with your product. That's exactly what this was doing. So you know something works well when it has a long track record. And that's why I put this here is that advertorials have been around for so long because they work. But as we've moved into the digital age, they're picking up momentum in the e-commerce space. As you can see, I'm sure you've probably heard other people talking about it. And if not, then it's definitely coming because they're picking up steam and a lot of people are realizing that they need to warm their audience up. So all this to say, advertorials are a must for any e-com business looking to scale, right? Here is Forbes here showing that it's an article about advertorials becoming the new trend in 2024 and how our cost per click plunged by nearly 65% with advertorials. That was a case study that was written in that article because they're so good at helping you warm up your traffic. And as a result, you get this like cost per click lowering like that, because you can target keywords that are less competitive because you have that intrigue factor, because advertorials are not just directly trying to sell something. They typically are speaking to a problem aware audience, and those keywords are a lot cheaper, right? And then here we have Eden Lacina. He had a case study on YouTube. He went from bankruptcy to making over 63K per day with an advertorial and sales page. And he does not use product pages because this system works so much better. Okay, let's take a look at the sales page and why the sales page over the product page. Aren't they basically the same thing after all? I mean, a lot of people might think so, but they are actually not. So they might appear that way at first, but that is literally a smokescreen. And that is because a sales page allows you to have a customizable layout. It focuses on one action instead of distracting with many different actions. A product page typically has a navigation bar. It also has additional products to choose from. And that can be distracting. A sales page also allows you to have a message hierarchy, and a product page doesn't. So that's important because a message hierarchy allows you to have control over the customer's experience on the page. So the product page is pretty standard. It has an image and then it has a description, and you have to scroll down to read anything else. And some people don't scroll unless they have a really good reason to. So that can be a conversion leak in and of itself. So that leads me to the next point, that the sales page guides the customer through a purchasing journey, whereas a product page does not do that as well. And a sales page converts a lot higher. So a sales page converts on average 3 to 5% of the time on average, whereas a product page only converts 1.3%, according to a study in 2022. That is a big difference. It might seem small, and you already know this, but that is a big difference. And then a sales page allows for a comprehensive objective, and then a sales page allows for a comprehensive objective, and then a sales page allows for a more comprehensive objection handling experience, whereas a product page does not have the same kind of persuasive ability to do so. Okay, so basically, here I just put in a little joke. Okay, that's it. You should be able to bust through that revenue ceiling now. I'm just kidding, just kidding. Because the truth is, this guide really is just a foundational understanding of why your e-commerce funnel isn't scaling and how it could be contributing to your lack of being able to break through those ceilings that you're trying to break through. And the truth is, just adding an advertorial or a sales page won't automatically fix everything. And that's because each business is unique. Each product is unique. And there are 8 levers that you need to pull to convert cold traffic effectively. So you need to diagnose which levers are currently your strong suit and which ones are not. And then really, without this diagnosis, Even a great advertorial won't get you the results that you want. So I'm inviting you to my 100% free workshop. We will dive into your strategy and identify the gaps that are costing you conversions. In this workshop, we will use my DART method diagnostic to pinpoint hidden opportunities to scale cold traffic effectively. And inside, you will discover the sneaky reason that your testimonials are quietly sabotaging your success. If you are making decisions based on deceptive customer insights, if you've been commodity zoned by your audience, we will look at your audience reach and diagnose if there's a problem there. We will look at your audience retention and how a customer scrolling through 25% of your page could signal a hidden problem. We will look at how speaking the right language can boost conversions up to 30%, and why bundle deals, discounts, and free shipping aren't enough to sell your products, and how to make your offer truly irresistible. This workshop is for you if you have hit a revenue ceiling and you can't figure out why, or you want to expand to wider audiences, but you're not sure about how to do that. If you're tired of high cost per acquisition costs and low return on ad spend, and especially if you are serious about scaling, but you want to diagnose the gaps before investing more time and money into your funnel. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to message me on any of these social media channels, email me, or if you're feeling up to it, you can call me. I promise I will answer my phone. I just want to say thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing all about your success moving forward.